What will leave you shivering and shaking? This gun in my hand. Parabellum City squats on the horizon like a malignant toad. Even at high noon on this day, its streets are blanketed in a gloom that's more emotional than physical. Here in his ramshackle suburban ranch home, undaunted hero by virtue of the fact that he carries a gun, Falk Zildjian faces the one opponent he has never defeated in a gunfight, his wife. Hold it, Bill. We gotta nip this in the bud. Is Gary there outside the recording booth? I need to talk to him. What recording booth? Is he around? Falk, Bubby, what can I do you for? Gary, you're supposed to be my agent and my business manager. Where'd you get this script? One of the staff writers. The usual gang of independent thinkers. I can't do this. Look at this. Come on, don't be a diva. The tone of this is all wrong for our show. Well, you're the one always saying you don't want to get stuck in a rut. You want another episode where you trade shots with somebody until you talk them out of their life of crime? Or till you shoot them? So we're changing things up. Doing a thriller this time. Are you saying the story's not good enough for you? No, it's adequate for what it is. A standard thriller formula. A sympathetic character is gradually revealed to be a jerk until finally he commits a crime or kills somebody. That way listeners won't mind when he gets his comeuppance. Somebody takes revenge on him or the universe delivers justice to him in some grotesque, horrifying way. Sounds great. I don't hear an objection so far. Well, you're making me the narrator. Bill is out the rest of this week. He took Billy fishing. He started the narration 2 minutes ago. He was just here. And then he left. We gotta have somebody narrate it. You're available. It's not the narration that I mind, but the main character usually narrates his own story in these things. That makes me the character who becomes a jerk and kills somebody, then gets killed by a falling piano made of squids. How do you make a piano out of squids? I don't know. Everybody loves tentacles in their horror these days. Let's back up a few steps. Did anything in Bill's setup strike you as odd? Well, it was an awkward description of gloom, more emotional than physical. But he was trying to set the mood. He gets poetical license for that. There were one or two other oddities in the setup. I could have pondered them in my ramshackle suburban ranch home, except I don't have a ranch home, or a suburban or ramshackle home. Listeners have never gotten a description of where I live, and I want to keep it that way. Well, that's Not only do I carry out a murder in Act 2, this story has me cheating on my wife. I don't have a wife. Has your writing staff ever listened to this gun in my hand? Take it easy. Nobody needs to get shot over this. Sorry, force of habit. Look, it was a spec script. Fresh writers send in unsolicited stories. We got a team of secretaries reads them all. For every story that's worth using, we throw out 500 others. But this one seemed good. I thought you said we have a writing staff. The writing staff is anybody in the public who sends in a script. We call that schmuck sourcing. And we don't have to pay them much because they're desperate. This one's from a young up-and-comer named Kevin Sting. Kevin? You mean Kevin? No, it's Kevin. Kephen. Anyways, it wouldn't work as a spoonerism if it was Kevin. Falk, if you feel that strongly about it, we'll change it around. Somebody else will do the part of the narrator-killer. You'll come in at the end and bring him to justice, so you're still the good guy. Fine. You won't get as much airtime, though, because the killer narrator has most of the lines. I don't mind. Hell, I didn't have any lines last week except the opening line and the outro. Good. Let's get on with it. Not so fast. I know you too well, Gary. There's got to be something else behind all this. What made you look for a thriller script out of the slush pile? This script was on top of the pile. You're not fooling me. Everybody can see the dollar signs flashing in your eyes even when you wear sunglasses. What's the angle? Fine, you got me. I'll let you in on it. I got $1 million idea. You ready for this? A store that sells ice cream, right? It's called Chillers. You're saying, who cares? Ice cream shops are a dime a dozen. But get a load of this. They also sell horror comics. Horror pulps, horror books. See? Wouldn't that be something? It's one of those double entendres you hear about. See, because the ice cream is a chiller, but also... I get it, yeah. The stories and comics are chillers, too. Huh? Right? Sure. Go make $1 million. What's that got to do with the show? Well, we need somebody to promote it. I figured that's right up your alley. Right. Have Bill or somebody read the ad copy when there's a break in the story. That's not enough. Why have a 60-second ad spot when we can build the whole episode around this thriller-chiller theme? Gary, I'm not exactly known for horror stories. So what? You got name recognition, and you're affordable. No, I don't think that's going to work, Gary. It's gotta work. This is the only script we got for this week. Unless you want to do the one we've been putting off for months. Falk meets Matban. Ugh, fine. I'll do this one even if I have to kill somebody. You like the idea then? That's great. I'm looking for somebody to put another 5 G's or so into the ice cream shop. How about it, partner? I don't have 5 G's to invest in an ice cream shop. All right, I figured it's worth asking. I don't suppose you'd be interested in the submarine sandwich shop where customers can watch and interact with burlesque dancers? What do you call that one? Cheesesteak? No, grinders. Oh. Have you ever noticed those signs for the garage sale at 417 Gazpacho Boulevard? The signs are everywhere around town, from the north side to the west-southwest side, some of them 10 or 15 miles apart, all for this one garage sale at 419 Gazpacho. Maybe you were out for a stroll and decided to walk there, and when you arrived, the place was an empty grass lot between 2 houses. Concrete steps lead up to a place where a house used to be. Maybe something came up and the seller couldn't be there that day. Oh well, maybe another time. The same signs appear around town the summer after that. This doesn't seem to be a fly-by-night operation. They're nicely printed signs on thick cardstock. You go again, and still there's no sign of the garage sale. Well, let me tell you, friend, you're getting warmer. With a little persistence, you will find the phantom garage sale. Here's what you do. Make sure to show up between the hours shown on the signs. You'll see that the lot is empty, the grass unmarked by foot traffic. Stand in the middle of the street and face away from the lot at 418 Gazpacho Boulevard. Whistle a mournful tune, then slowly turn back to look. And there it is. Colorful tents adorn the spot that was nothing but grass a moment ago. Tables covered with gently used merchandise. You'll find bargains galore. Porcelain shepherds, toys, tools, firearms, barrels of formaldehyde, ornamental boulders, penny dreadfuls, only a halfpenny each. Bring a truck because you'll want to load up on these great deals. But make sure to park the truck at least 100 yards away to avoid frightening away the garage sale. See you there.
They'll never catch me. I'm gonna get away with it. Yes, sir. No more wasting my musical skills in a dive bar. With Helen out of the way, I can pursue my dream of being pianist for a symphony orchestra. It was easy to accompany my dear wife to the research wing of the city aquarium where she worked. Then I waited till no one else was around and shoved her into the tank full of poisonous squids. Or cuttlefish, whatever they're called. When the police asked Olga down at the bar, she said I was with her. As long as nobody else saw me entering or leaving the aquarium that day. Hey, the gloomy clouds have blown away. The sun finally came out. Maybe I'll get away with this after all. Oh, I spoke too soon. There's something casting a shadow over me. What could that be? It's a piano made out of squids, falling from that tall building. Ah, the delicious irony of it.
Look out!
What? Falk Zildjian? Thanks, fella. I would have been crushed if you hadn't knocked me out of the way. It looks squishy enough that it wouldn't hurt, but the sheer weight of it would smother somebody.
You don't have to thank me. I mean, you won't want to thank me when I take you to the police.
The police? Certainly. They'll need a witness statement about this attempt on my life.
They'll need to lock you up for killing your wife and all those witnesses at the aquarium. Here's a tip. If you want to get away with murder, don't wander around town talking to yourself about how you did it.
I didn't kill my wife. She had a terrible accident at work. What do you mean, witnesses at the aquarium? I haven't killed any of them yet. I haven't killed anyone.
Sorry, I read an early draft of the script. After the latest changes, I capture you before you get to the witnesses.
But who tried to drop that piano made out of squids on me?
I did.
Helen! No, it can't be you. You're dead.
It's me, all right.
No, you must be a twin sister that Helen never told me about. Or an identical cousin. Or someone who got plastic surgery to look like her, which doesn't seem plausible given surgical techniques in 1939.
It's good old Helen, Buster, the real McCoy. And those weren't squid, they were cuttlefish. You never listened to me.
I did listen. A minute ago, I said they might be called cuttlefish. I listened when you said flamboyant cuttlefish are poisonous. But how did you survive?
Because they were poisonous, not venomous. Another thing you never listened to when I tried to tell you. Venomous creatures are harmful when they bite or sting you. Poisonous creatures are harmful when you eat them.
We also pointed this out in episode 77.
Did you think I was going to fall in the tank and accidentally swallow one of them?
No, it can't be. Even if all that were true, how could you make a piano out of wiggling cuttlefish?
Easy. I built a mold, filled it with cuttlefish, then left it in a walk-in freezer at Pizzicato. Then I let it thaw just slightly so the outside layer of tentacles would be flexible, but they were still frozen together in the center.
Pizzicato? The failed automat pizza company that operated out of the backs of Parabellum City buses?
Only selling pizza on the buses failed. They still have 3 brick-and-mortar locations around the city, and they're still finding opportunities to expand.
The real horror here is this lady scientist working with endangered mollusks for years, so you'd think she came to love them, but she's willing to drop them off a rooftop just to get revenge on her husband in an ironical way. Good point. Parabellum citizens, are you tired of strolling through Gristle Park and having to dodge battles between criminals and crime fighters? Have your trips to the zoo been interrupted by tigers and snakes and anteaters released by animal-themed costumed villains? Or the spontaneous gunfights between civilians that are so common across the city? Well, there's still one place that's fun for the whole family to visit, with a calming effect that minimizes gunfights, and colorful creatures that are not associated with villains because our city is far from the ocean. Why not bring the kids to the Parabellum City Aquarium today? Yes, the Parabellum City Aquarium features a variety of tropical and Midwestern fish, as well as mollusks, crustaceans, and a few frisky otters. Admission is only 2 bits for adults, 1 bit for children under 12, and Tuesdays are free for everyone under 18. Remember that none of our specimens are venomous, only poisonous. Don't eat anything at the aquarium except what you purchase from our Pizzicato Express Automat food court, and you'll have nothing to worry about on that score. Also, we've added safety railings around all the tanks to reduce the chances of visitors falling in or staff getting shoved in by spouses who will soon get exactly what's coming to them. Come to the Parabellum City Aquarium today. 1 visit and you'll be hooked. Hey, Gary, is this supposed to be horror or just a non-supernatural suspense thriller kind of thing? Either one. Both. Thrillers can be horrifying. Horror doesn't need to be supernatural. I think of horror as being either supernatural or hinting at supernatural things that have natural explanations in the end. I don't know why I ask. Categories are for eggheads to debate. You got a guy who kills somebody. That's horror, ain't it? No, but was there anything supernatural? I could be wrong, but like I said... Sure. No, did we mention the piano made of squids was alive? Ugh, those poor squids. Yeah, there you go. That's not horror, that's just bad taste. I think you'll find bad taste goes together with horror pretty often. Look, you want horror? They were cute squids. They were sympathetic. They had a backstory. Kids throw pennies into the tanks. These squids were saving up the pennies for their sick mother's operation. That's horrible. Won't somebody think of the squid mothers? I heard the gun doctor works cheap, though. And then they got pushed off a roof and squished. Now you feel bad on behalf of the cute squids. Plus, they were baby squids. Cut it out. None of this is horrifying. It's all after the fact. Also, in the earlier draft, it wasn't the wife dropping the squid piano on her husband. The cute baby squids jumped off the building themselves. 'Cause the building was on fire. That's just depressing. All right, you want to see something really scary? Sure. The Chilling Horror That Grinds and Wiggles, episode 117 of This Gun in My Hand, was molded, frozen, and dropped on you by Rob Northrup. This episode and all others are available on YouTube with automatically generated closed captions of dialogue. Visit thisguninmyhand.blogspot.com for credits, show notes, archives, and to buy my books, such as Little Heist in the Big Woods and Other Revisionist Atrocities. What's the scariest part of the episode? This gun in my hand!